Perfect. Everything is done. Hi everyone, welcome back. No, I should start again. Hi everyone, I hope you've been well. Sorry, I'm so busy. I don't have time to make these videos and edit them, so I decided to just make these videos and just leave them here. You can find them here. So many people have been asking about the differences between the personal statement and the motivation letter. But I'm going to tell you what I think, and I'm going to be reading for you what I submitted to one of the universities when I was applying for my PhD. What I have to say is that they are the same things. There is no difference between these two things. It depends on the style. Yeah, the writing style differs, but the content doesn't differ that much. I would say the same thing for a CV and a resume. Some people are like, oh, a resume is different from a CV, but come on, I've never applied to any place where they've asked for both. They ask for one. They are the same things to me. Yeah, maybe I'm just silly, but yeah, they are the same things. Yeah, so I'm going to read for you my motivation later, but before I give you my example, I'm going to say a few things. Before you write anything, for example, if you're applying for a job or if you're applying for any position, it be a master's position or a PhD position, it will be good for you to understand the project details or the job description details to just make sure that everything fits in within what they're asking for. And after that, you'll have to read the instructions, how they want your motivation letter or your personal statement to be. In my case, they wanted 500 words. In your case, they might ask for 1,000 words. So make sure that you submit what they need. And after that, you're going to write a story. Yeah. So let me read for you what I wrote. That position. Okay. So my motivation later, the style slightly differs from that of a personal statement, but I started with writing my address. I don't know when I'm going to share this. Should I share it right after reading it to you? Okay. Okay, yeah, I will find out sharing it. Yeah, no worries. Let me just go on. Yes, I wrote my name, my email, and then my mobile, and then to this side, this is right, this is left. Yeah, left hand side. Then I just wrote the address of the person or the department that was the recruiting team at that university. I was applying for the project that was about investigating mechanisms of flash radiotherapy in breast cancer, and that was at the University of Antwerp. Antwerp, yes, Belgium. That was in when was that? 2021. Yeah, December, when I had just returned it to Uganda, because at that time I was applying to any project that I was interested in. Yes, so this project popped out and I was like, I'm going for it. Yeah. So to the recruiting team, Center for Oncological Research, Faculty of Medicine and Health Sciences, University of Antwerp, Belgium, 7th December 2021. Then I just have my space there, dear Sao Madame. Yes, my full colon, I start. I am writing to express my interest in the PhD position at the University of Antwerp. The project I'm applying for aims at investigating the mechanisms of the flash effect and using preclinical models to prepare the translation of flash radiotherapy to clinics. I initially learned about the flash effect in my first formative assignment at the University of Oxford. Since then, with a steadily growing interest in it, I have closely followed research conducted by Professor Catherine Marie Vozinian, Dr. Christopher Peterson, Dr. Pierre Gabriel Monteiro-Gruel, and others into the flash effect. By the way, the person who is the head, who is the PI for this project is Dr. Pierre Gabriel Monteiro-Gruel. Yeah. So yeah, and he's the person who helped to polish my CV. Yeah, I'll tell you about this. in a different story. Yeah, second paragraph. In 2018, I interned with the Uganda Cancer Institute, the only cancer care center in Uganda, where I learned about cancer care and treatment and also acquired skills in critical thinking, teamwork, and leadership. Surprisingly, they had only one radiotherapy machine. Surprisingly, they had only one radiotherapy machine, yet the number of patients who need radiotherapy was overwhelming and increased daily. In 2019, I interned with Partners in Health at Butaro Cancer Center of Excellence in Rwanda, where I learned about local cancer prevention and treatment and laboratory techniques, including sample handling and processing. There, radiotherapy was unavailable, so patients had to travel to the Army Hospital in the capital, Kigali, whatever it is. Third paragraph. Okay, before I continue, what should I say? Should I comment here or I should comment at the end? Probably at the end. Yeah. Third paragraph. But I mean, you can see that I'm just talking about my experience in the second paragraph and then in the third paragraph, which I'm starting very soon. For my undergraduate project at the University of Tsukuba, Japan, I joined a cancer biology laboratory where I examined the relationship between accumulated mitochondrial DNA mutations, mitochondrial dysfunction, and inflammation in mice. This project honed my research skills, including creative and critical thinking, data analysis, and interpretation, boosted my resilience through 10-hour-long daily experiments, and improved my cancer knowledge through weekly presentations on published cancer research papers. Okay. Throughout my master's degree at the University of Oxford, I developed a wider understanding of cancer development, the tumor microenvironment, and its treatment with radiotherapy, chemotherapy, immunotherapy, and virotherapy. It's widely known that it is widely known that about 60 to 70% of cancer patients receive radiotherapy as part of their treatment. It is a citation there. However, the success of conventional radiotherapy is still limited due to the toxicities it induces in the surrounding normal tissues if doses are escalated. On the other hand, flash radiotherapy utilizes much higher doses than conventional radiotherapy, but in very short time intervals, and studies have reported its potential to effectively kill tumors while sparing the surrounding normal tissues. Now, the major difference here is the dose rate. But I mean, you don't have to go deep in this. This is my field. I'm in radiotherapy. So I'm just trying to give more details about the project that I'm applying. The project that I'm that I'm applying for. Yeah, because it's about flash. So I'm just telling them what I have studied and its limits and how this flash, the project they are advertising, can kind of try to fill the gaps in what we already know that is conventional. In a wider perspective, flash may not only increase the therapeutic ratio, but also allow the treatment of more patients in a given time span, since each session is shorter and extra work related to patient and or tumor movement might be reduced. There are so many complicated terms, you don't worry about this. This is just the information about the project. So depending on the projects you'll be applying for, you add in, the advantages of, the maybe a technique or something new they're trying to study. Mention some of the good things about it. That's what I'm trying to mention here. Don't worry about these therapeutic ratio things. Yeah. If the biological mechanisms behind this beneficial flash effect and the technological challenges are solved, this can significantly improve cancer treatment, especially in developing countries such as Uganda and Rwanda, where radiotherapy machines are fewer compared to patient demand, as mentioned above. For my master's dissertation project at the University of Oxford, I studied the DNA damage response after conventional and flash radiotherapy, which promoted my understanding of the flash technique and my research skills and resiliency. Nevertheless, my understanding of the tumor microenvironment and cellular responses after flash ionizing radiation is still developing. Thus, I want to direct my PhD research toward the radiobiological aspects of the flash radiotherapy with the goal of contributing something meaningful to this field. After my PhD, I intend to pursue an academic career where I want to be part of the team of global researchers who fight to improve cancer management through research and education. If I am kindly granted a place to pursue my PhD at the University of Antwerp, I will look forward to widening my knowledge about cancer and the mechanisms behind the flash effect. I aim to set new standards for cancer management in developing nations like Uganda, obliterate the myth that cancer is incurable, and ensure that all people obtain quality education and services about cancer, irrespective of their socioeconomic status. Thank you for considering my application. Kind regards, Nakas Annette. Yes, so sorry where I was stuck. It's been a long time. I mean, it was about 2 years ago. Not 2 years ago, but I mean, it's been a long time ever since I wrote this. So I just opened it today to read it for you. Yeah, so what can you notice in my motivation letter? These are the major things. After you read the instructions, they maybe want you to send 500 words or 600 words. Go with that. Don't exceed those words. In my first paragraph, I clearly indicated what I'm applying for because they advertise so many projects, right? I tried to show them what I'm applying for, the position that I am applying for, and uh, what sparked my interest in it. If I'm to read this again, I said, Dear Sir or Madam, I am writing to express my interest in the PhD position at the University of Antwerp. The project I'm applying for aims at investigating the mechanisms behind this and this and this. I initially learned about this thing when I was doing this at Oxford University. And since then, I've been following research done by all these people. So I'm so clear, I'm so direct. Just telling them what I want to do, and not why, but what sparked my interest to be not really, yeah. I mean, like, what can I say? That's vague. The project that I'm applying for, and when I picked the interest in it. Simple. Then you can see that in paragraphs 1, where I talked about the internship in Rwanda and in Uganda, then what I did at my undergraduate project, and then what I did for my master's. All these are experiences that are relevant to the project. Of course, I have a lot of experiences, but I'm only mentioning things that are relevant to this position. This position is about, cancer, it's about breast cancer, and then radiotherapy and all those things. So I will only mention things that are related to cancer, and I'll try to feature experiences or show experiences that combine academic skills, research, and then leadership, social skills and all those things. And then after showing them my experience, I try to tell them more about what I've done before, that is directly linked to the project. For my master's, I worked on convention and flash. The project is about flash. So here is the problem about, here is the problem with conventional flash, might probably solve this. But for it to solve this problem, what do we have to understand? We have to understand the biological mechanisms. And I want to be part of those people who are trying to understand how this thing works. Yeah. And then the last paragraph, future direction. What do I want to do after my PhD? Do I want to go in industry or academia? Yes, I told them what I want to do. Yeah, I don't know how the future will be, but yeah, that's what I said. And I ended by saying thank you for considering my application. Kind regards, Annette Nakaze. If you have been following my personal statements, the ones I read for Oxford University when I was applying for my master's, not so important, for my PhD, because most of you know that I got into Oxford for my PhD, but I didn't get funding, which is fine. I'm now at Manchester, where I got a fully funded project, and I'm so happy about it. Yeah. If you've been following all my personal statements for all these universities, that is Oxford and Manchester, you'll notice that there is there is a slight difference in the format, especially in the beginning and in the end, but the content is almost the same. The personal statement adds in that element of what what drove you to delve more into cancer research and science, but for this motivation letter I didn't have enough space to to write all that. I had to be straight to the point, just mentioning the relevant experiences and all the things that I've done that are directly or indirectly linked, mainly directly linked to the project. Yeah, that's what I can say. Yeah, and I think that should be enough. I don't want this to be very long, and I'm going to make sure that I edit it and I make it 15 minutes. So I will try to see if I can share my personal statement without reading it, just scan it. Then I send you the scanned piece of it, so you can see the words I read. Yeah. Just make sure that you show passion and do your best. And remember that if you write a very long motivation letter, uh, in most cases they won't even have a look at it. Why? Because they're receiving so many applications from so many people. So it might end up in trash can. So be careful on that. And prepare so much for the interviews, because sending your motivation letter is a different thing. So make sure that you prepare more for your interview than for your personal statement. Of course, for your motivation letter, whatever it might be. Yeah, because the interview counts a lot, a lot, a lot, a lot. Yeah, and spend more time on writing your CV in the best way possible, because most people tend to just look at the CV. I noticed that some PIs don't even read your personal statement. They don't. They only check your CV, and if there is something interesting, they send you for an interview. Yeah, so spend more time polishing your CV and then spend more time preparing for interviews. Yeah, I might come back here to talk more about my interview experience for my PhD at Oxford and at Manchester. Let me try to find, time for that. Yeah, because I'm sure this is time for interviews. So let me try to see if I can help you, give you some of the tips, what they asked me, and how you can better prepare for those interviews. Thank you so much for watching. And I just want to remind you that we finally delivered our awards to the kids. So they're going to be interviewed probably this week. So wait for that video. I can't wait to see them. Yeah, just happy about their awards. Yeah, for those who don't know what's going on, you will know. Okay, guys, bye. Don't forget to share this, because I'm sure there are some students who are stuck and it might be kind of useful to them. So, yeah, bye.